Well, hello and welcome everyone to Unleashed. I'm Carl Metzler, and this week we're heading west to the bright lights of Las Vegas, Nevada with the folks from the International Casino and Resort Working Dog Association. So what purpose does a dog serve on a casino floor? Well, stay tuned to find out right here on Unleashed. There are over 86 million dogs in the United States, but only a select few are considered elite working or sporting dogs. From police and military canines to hunting and sporting dogs and everything in between, meet the dogs your dog aspires to be. Get ready to see man's best friend in a whole new light. This is Unleashed.
My name is Ryan Milburn. I am the president of the International Casino and Resort Working Dog Association. The International Casino and Resort Working Dog Association, we created that about 3 years ago. I'm a retired law enforcement officer. I was a canine handler in law enforcement, and I also spent some time in Iraq as a trainer and handler. On the police side and the military side, there's an alphabet soup out there of organizations that help support police canine units, so whether it's NAPWATER, USPCA, and they're great organizations. Now that I'm on the private side, we have budgets too, regardless of what venue you work at or what hotel your canine unit is from. We have limited budgets as well, but the training is still needed. And there really wasn't an organization that supported that hospitality side of the house or really even the private security. So with ICRWDA, we've been very blessed with some amazing sponsors, as well as people that donate to us, so we can bring in those folks from the military side and the police side to bring that same high-level training to the private world that couldn't afford it, or our budgets just weren't able to handle the strain of those costs. Now with ICRWDA, we can bring them in. And honestly, we've had an amazing response from those experts to say, hey, we want to help that side of the house. Because at the end of the day, we all have families that stay in hotels. We have families that go to concerts or sporting events. We want our friends and family to be safe in those environments as well. So I can't thank our sponsors enough, and the experts that come in and donate their time and expertise truly to help canine handlers around the world. So in the hospitality industry and really tourism in general, just because of the way of the world these days, canine units are ever increasing across hotels, casinos, truly across the world. No matter what company you work for, you want to make sure that your guests are safe and your employees are safe from, unfortunately, the evils in the world. And hotels and casinos are coming on board, realizing what the capability is of a dog and a true detection dog or a patrol dog to bring that level of safety to their guests and to their employees, truly across the world.
It definitely brings like a sense of security. You know, a lot of times people walk on the property and they see a dog there and they're kind of like, oh, what's that? There's been times I've been approached with my dog on a casino property and they're like, hey, is everything okay? No, everything's fine. He's just here for your safety, you know, to have a great time. So it definitely helps out with bringing increase in security, like a sense of security, a sense of feeling protected. I've noticed that with guests. It also brings out people to kind of engage and interact with the employees, because a lot of times they come here to decompress, they come here to get away. Especially Las Vegas is very well known for that. So when they come in and they start seeing already like a dog just right there, it's like, oh, you know. So I just noticed that it helps with engagement. It helps visible physical presence. It's just kind of one of those things too. And also, dogs just naturally break away stress. Like when you see a dog, you can't help but go like, oh, you know, like cute puppy, you know, or like how old is he? Who is that? Like you just, you know, like, it just brings smiles to people's faces. It really does.
For your active dog, not just any dog food will do. It takes special care and nutrition to support their energy to work and play. That's why we made Kinetic Performance Dog Food. Each Kinetic formula is made with 3 animal proteins and no fillers like corn, wheat, or soy. This lets you feed less and still get more energy, faster recovery, and better weight maintenance. If health and performance matter to you, give Kinetic a try. We build it for our dogs, but you'll love it for yours.
When it comes to elite canine and handler training, the best of the best turn to one place, Von Lick Kennels. Von Lick is the premier full-service canine training center and detection service provider in the world. Their world-renowned training methods and experienced training staff produce the best canine and handler training available anywhere. When only the best will do, join over 5,000 law enforcement, government, and civilian agencies who count on Von Lick Kennels.
Are you tired of the same old toolbox that doesn't keep your gear organized, clean, or protected? Then you need a cam locker. Our exclusively designed aluminum toolboxes have hefty T-handles, insulated lids, and feature the cam locker system, the toughest aluminum toolbox lock. Proudly manufactured in the USA, Cam Locker will be the best and last toolbox you will ever own. So keep your tools and gear secure with a Cam Locker toolbox, the key to security.
So in the hospitality industry and really tourism in general, canine units are ever increasing across hotels, casinos, and hotels and casinos are coming on board, realizing what the capability is of a dog and a true detection dog or a patrol dog to bring that level of safety to their guests and to their employees. Most casinos and hotels, again, globally, really are looking for that explosive detection capability to, again, make sure that their guests and employees are safe, because these aren't prisons. These are wide open businesses that are about guest service, and they want people to come, have a good time, and not have to worry about the real world outside. And so they're coming around to realizing these dogs bring that capability. Truly, there's no technology that can bring that capability of not only noticing that there's an explosive there, but finding it to source to make sure that everyone's safe. But they also bring a unique capability in, there's a public relations side to it because everybody loves dogs, but there's also a visual deterrence and a capability deterrence for those bad guys that might be casing that hotel or that casino to do harm. Most bad guys, when they see canine units on a property, they choose a softer target.
I think it's always been useful for the hospitality industry, whether it's a hotel or something else, to have detection dogs. I think at this stage they're just realizing it. So you have to consider that if you're dealing with an explosives dog or a gun dog, the person who's willing to do something like that, blow up a large area or take out a gun and shoot people, is looking for larger volumes of people, right? Greatest impact for the smallest amount of effort. So if you think about where people go in mass, it's going to be concerts, hotels, events, and that's the best place you can have a dog because they have the highest likelihood of actually saving lives.
A target is simply limited to the creator's imagination. You can go anywhere from a school to a music festival to a hotel. At any point in time, if it's the right amount of people and the right targets are there and the right profiles going on and it just happens to line up right, a person can definitely take advantage of that. And that's kind of one of those things that we're here for. As far as us, we signed up for this job because we knew that we had the urge in us to want to protect people and save lives. And then the added bonus behind it is that a dog gets to join us to do it. And you know, you put a dog that loves its job and you put a person that loves their job to do that, and you just make a very strong team.
I mean, there's many reasons why the tourism industry and hospitality are now turning towards canines for those detection capabilities over other technologies for a multitude of reasons. One of them is just that guest experience. So if someone's coming to your hotel or your casino, they're there to relax, have some fun, visit some restaurants or see a show, gamble a little bit, have fun, and really put the, for lack of a better term, put the real world behind them for a little bit and relax, especially post-COVID. People want to get out and have a good time. And on the tourism side, absolutely, we could have metal detectors. You know, we can make it like the airport, where you have to go through all these x-rays and wanding and magnetometers. But what kind of guest service is that really giving? People are wanting to come and relax, not go to the airport. And all that really is doing is reminding them that they can be a target and that whatever property they're going into could be a target, when the whole purpose is to have people forget about those kind of issues and come and relax. So there are some capabilities out there to protect employees and guests that are technology, but they're very intrusive. When we add a layer of canine detection, they're walking through a casino or walking through the parking garage, whatever, using their nose to do that in a very unobtrusive way, in a very high-level guest service way. And then of course, when guests do see them, their first impression is, oh wow, there's a dog. Then they start asking more questions, because a lot of folks don't realize how many hotels and casinos are using canines to provide that level of safety. And then it's just that extra ability to have that interaction with a guest, to talk about the program and introduce the dog and let them pet your dog. And no one wants to pet the wand machine. No one wants to say hi to the magnetometer. But they absolutely want to hear about how old is your dog and when is her birthday and what does she do. It's just a great guest experience, but at the same time providing a capability that is far better and more efficient than any technology that's out there.
Feel like the season just got started? Well, there's no reason to stop hunting now. At Highland Hunting, you can enjoy a great upland experience through the end of March. Located in southeast Iowa, we have over 1,200 acres of diverse upland habitat with the best flying and wildest birds you'll find at any upland outfitter. Our incredible staff and great accommodations let us show you a true Iowa upland experience at Highland Hunting. Give us a call and schedule your next adventure today.
This winter, enjoy more of Ocean City for a little less. Enjoy seaside escapes and coastal cuisine. Enjoy small crowds and big fun. Enjoy rising with the tide and leave all worries behind. Find your reason to smile all winter long in Ocean City, Maryland.
No matter what you feed, sometimes your dog needs a little help to keep them at the top of their game. For some dogs, it can even mean the chance to just live a normal, healthy life. Our Kinetic supplements are formulated to meet specific needs to get and keep your dog at optimal health and performance. Your dog will love them, and you'll be amazed at the difference they make. If your dog needs an extra boost, give Kinetic a try. We build it for our dogs, and you'll love it for yours.
We were very proud to bring about our first annual canine trials that was specific to the hospitality industry, the pest control industry, and as well as private security.
Today we are at a one-day canine trial, working detection and patrol, and then also there are several seminars going on at the same time. I think there's a lot of value to competing with your dog. The way that your body language changes in competition, whether you get nervous or you change, your dog needs to see that, right? So for an explosive dog specifically, if I'm searching and I see a change of behavior at work, I'm gonna get a little anxious. She's an explosives dog. So her seeing that in competition really benefits the dog, and it benefits me because I can look at different scenarios that I personally haven't set up, and I have to consider the tactics of searching it, how I'm going to enter and leave that scenario and stay safe. And I don't know where the odors are, which when you're a trainer, a lot of times you know where the odors are. And so when you're training that way constantly, it really puts you in a difficult situation, because you should always train without knowing where the odor is, because then you can't anticipate what the dog's gonna do.
At the end of the day, one of the biggest things I always tell people is trained dogs still need to be trained. Especially out there as an explosives detection handler. I am out there trying to expose myself and my dog to anything and everything. And a lot of these scenarios too come from prior trials as well. They come from prior incidences. So seeing things like that as well and combining them just starts to really expand the knowledge for the handler. The really cool part too, whether it's a trial, whether it's a training scenario, just a regular training day, is that is your perfect opportunity to mess up. It's okay to suck there because you learn from it. You and your dog learn from it. Because if you don't mess up there and you keep doing everything perfect, then God forbid the one time you do mess up is when it's something real. And then that's when people start getting injured or worse.
We do training all the time, especially as bomb dog handlers, but no matter what detection you're working, it's hours every week to keep your dog at the top of their game. And we're humans, right? No matter what it is, when you know it's a training day, there's not the pressure that there is when the bomb threat comes in, or when someone's thrown a firearm into the bushes of your nightclub. That's the real world. And there is some adrenaline. I can tell you from experience as a bomb dog handler, going out and looking for actual bombs, absolutely there's some adrenaline going through. Your dog picks up on that. They know when it's real. Just like the human, the dog also knows when it's training. So with canine trials, it's a nice combination where everyone still knows they're safe. They know there's no explosives gonna go off, there aren't bad guys there, but there's that added pressure of, they wanna win, they also don't wanna look bad in front of their peers, they want to put all that training to use to compete. So there's still that little bit of adrenaline, and it's as close to real world pressure as a training day can have. So there's a little bit of pressure and a little bit of adrenaline going on in a safe environment. So that helps kind of add to it as well. So any of the hotels or casinos or hospitality venues that are committed to that level of safety are bringing on their own canine units. And when they do that, they are also bringing on a commitment to the training of those dogs. So no matter what kind of dogs they are, whether they're explosive detection dogs, drug detection dogs, bed bug detection dogs, again for that level of safety, there is an ongoing training that you have to do with them. On top of that, on the hospitality side of the house, you have to do a lot of socialization as well, because these are ultimately part of the guest experience. So in the hospitality industry, we have to do extra training to make sure those dogs are not only really good at their job, but also very social. So we can have those guest interactions with folks and bring that positivity to that experience.
For your active dog, not just any dog food will do. It takes special care and nutrition to support their energy to work and play. That's why we made Kinetic Performance Dog Food. Each Kinetic formula is made with 3 animal proteins and no fillers like corn, wheat, or soy. This lets you feed less and still get more energy, faster recovery, and better weight maintenance. If health and performance matter to you, give Kinetic a try. We build it for our dogs, but you'll love it for yours.
Your grandmother's fine china, those trendy sneakers, your collection of hand-carved duck decoys. Auto Owners protects your home. Because, well, Somebody should. That's simple human sense.
Ask Safari Insurance in Cincinnati if auto owners make sense for you.
Oh, now you do your job.
I need you to get me out of the country, out of here, away.
All in exchange for a sip of coffee?
Yeah, it's Black Rifle Coffee. Let's try some.
Why don't you head over to blackriflecoffee.com and get yourself set up with a coffee club subscription.
So when most of us think of detection canines, we think of either narcotic or explosive dogs. But there's a growing trend across the country, and especially in the hospitality industry, to use dogs to search for something that I promise you never want to find.
Bed bugs in the hospitality industry can very much be a nemesis for providing that high-level guest experience. And that's true across the country. It's true across North America. And now more continents, unfortunately, bed bugs are infecting and traveling with the travelers and becoming a problem pretty well globally. So again, there's some technology that can help with that, but there's nothing that can compare to the olfactory capabilities of a dog.
I think what's interesting about detection in itself is that a lot of times we perceive it from the human perspective, and you're never considering it from the dog perspective. You know, our range of odor or vision is completely different than a dog. And so we're always thinking, oh, it must be so small, but it's not to the dog. So really anything that changes in an environment, there has a potential to train the dog to find it, whatever it is.
Really, anything that has an odor, good trainers can train dogs to find that. And it's specific to bed bug detection dogs. It's fairly easy to train dogs to locate those bed bugs, but what that helps you do is it lowers costs, because if there are complaints for a bed bug in a hotel room or in a conference room, the old days you would just have to fumigate the whole room and spend thousands of dollars with pest control folks when maybe there was a bug, maybe there wasn't a bug, but a guest thought it was a bed bug. So now with these bed bug detection dogs, whether there's a complaint or we're doing it proactively in, again, any venue, that dog can pinpoint exactly where, or if and where, there is a bed bug. So now we can limit costs considerably of where we're gonna treat, and it also helps with mistaken identity, because a lot of folks don't know exactly what a bed bug is, and I wouldn't blame them, and I hope they never need to know what a bed bug is. But hospitality-based bed bug detection dogs, they know exactly what it is. They can walk into a room, not only notice if the odor is in there, they can track it directly to source, so we can figure that out. And again, there may not be a bed bug in a particular room. There just might have been a report. So that dog comes in, that's certified on just that sole odor. Within minutes, we can find out, is that a legitimate issue? And if it is, we can treat exactly where we need to treat instead of an entire property or entire room, etc.
You know, again, we think of it from a human's perspective. That doesn't smell to me, I can't smell it, but the dog can smell it, right? Their range is different. The capabilities, I think, are endless. It's almost like when you work with one dog or several dogs, you're like, no, they couldn't be picking that up. And then you realize that we've completely underestimated them, and they're capable of so much more than we think.
When it comes to selecting those dogs and the training in those dogs, truly, anything that has an odor, all we're doing as dog trainers is really taking their natural behavior to hunt and then training them to hunt for what we want them to hunt for. So whether that's bed bugs, firearms, narcotics, bombs, dogs are used a lot in wildlife conservation, trying to find endangered species, insects, mammals, reptiles, whatever it is. You're training that dog to find that specific scent. And for most of those dogs, it's just a big game. It's something fun. They can hunt for it, which is what they naturally do as predators and as dogs. And then when they find what it is that we've taught them to find, now they get their ball or their toy or their favorite snack. It's just a big fun game, and the dogs love to do that. That's really what they were naturally born to do anyways. We've just focused that natural drive and behavior to something specific that helps, at least in our case, keep our guests and our employees safe.
You know, it's always amazing to me, all the different applications that we've found for dogs to make our lives better, safer, and more enjoyable. And it's been said here before, and I'm sure we'll say it again, we're only scratching the surface of what these dogs are capable of doing. But the other thing that amazes me is the fact that they're even willing to do these things for us. So the next time you see a working dog at a hotel, at an event, or just out on the street, make sure you say thanks. Well, that's all the time we've got left this week. I hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll see you next time on Unleashed.